Hey everybody, welcome to the Bourbon Hour episode 7. This is our Wednesday night live video photography group chat. And so far, I am the only person on here. Got a little bit of a late start because I had to basically throw this all together since I've been out of town for 10 days working on everything. And it looks like my webcam is freezing up on me, so let's see what we got going on here with that. Does not like me tonight. Oh well. Well, we will figure it out later. All right, well, guys, I'm waiting for some people to join on here. It looks like I've got a few people joining on here. I've got Martin Poole down there in Australia, and I've got Stephen Bueller. Looks like they both just jumped on here. Hey guys, go ahead and say something so I can make sure that all the audio and everything's working here. I am not hearing anybody. I see Steven talking, but I'm not hearing anything. I see Martin talking, but I'm not hearing anything. All right, looks like we have some technical difficulties tonight, so let me go ahead and figure this one out real quick. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to screen 2 here. We're going to add in a capture. All right. Looks like I see Martin jumped on there. I see his video. I'm just not catching anything. I see both of y'all talking. I hear nothing at all. How strange is that? All right, let me see what we got going on here. I bet you I know what I did. I bet you I unplugged my speakers earlier.
I'm just a hobby guy.
Oh, looky there. I hear y'all now. Y'all are having your own conversation, huh?
Yeah, we'll stop talking about you now, John.
Oh, man. I hate it when people talk about me.
Yeah, you have too much, Josh. You have too much equipment.
I do have too much equipment. That's the problem. Oh, well. It is what it is. Yep. So how are you guys doing today? I say today because I know it's morning for Martin and I know it's nighttime for us.
Yeah, it's December the 5th. There are only 20 days till Christmas Day now.
Yeah, that is true. Didn't even think of it about that way. So speaking of, did y'all treat yourself to any Black Friday or Cyber Monday deals?
Yep.
What'd you snag?
I got a DJI Ronin S.
Nice.
And a polarizing filter, Hoyer filter.
Cool.
For video, a variable ND.
Nice. So for your Ronin S, are you mounting those big Canon 1D or 5D bodies on it?
Yeah, I've got. Yeah, I'm going to put the 1DX on it. It takes a little bit of time to get to know how to balance it, but with the 1DX on the Ronin S, it said its limits really.
Yeah.
But it does work. I've put a 2470 on there and keep it at 24. I've put a 50 on there and it works. But it doesn't work so well with a 70 to 200, but I wouldn't really use it.
I don't know of any that will, because that 70 to 200, first off, it's a lot of weight, but second of all, it sticks way out. So getting it balanced is kind of a problem.
Yeah, but I'm not strong enough, you know that.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't bother with big cameras and gimbals. I've got a little Zhiyun Crane Plus, which its weight limit is for full DSLRs. It's got like an 8-pound weight limit or something like that. But I run just a little Canon M50 mirrorless with the kit lens on it, which actually just this little.
That's really interesting because I was thinking about getting something smaller. I actually looked at that M50.
It's a great little camera. I mean, it shoots full high def. It'll shoot 4K at 24 frames and I think 30 frames. And I mean, it's just lightweight and it's a 24 megapixel ASPC. So hello?
You still there? You're chatting away to himself there, Stephen.
Josh disappeared?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
No, I was talking about the specs on that little Canon N50.
I can't hear anything then.
Did I mute somebody? I don't know. I see Kevin just joined on. I see Stephen Bueller. And Stephen, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, so Martin doesn't hear me. Let me do this. I'm going to actually share the screen real quick since I have not done that yet. All right, I see plenty of people joining in here. We're going to go ahead and share screen 2. So y'all should be able to see that now. You see it?
I do. I see Martin, and then you're blacked out, and so is Kevin.
I'm blacked out because I'm having issues with my camera. I've been playing catch up ever since I came back from Jersey. You know, something about being away for 10 days, you know, completely threw me off. And I've been playing catch up since I literally pulled into town. So, Martin, I would say maybe disconnect and reconnect. Oh, well. Kevin, I see you're connected. Can you say something if you hear me? Oh, well. Something's not going on with them. Maybe Zoom meetings having issues too.
No, I just had to.
There you are. I hear you now.
Yeah, I just had to turn my speakers on.
It's too early in the morning over there?
No, it's 11:09 there, but
Gotcha. All right. So now my screen should be popping up for y'all. Y'all see that now?
Yep.
All right,
yep.
Cool. Cool. And I'm going to drop that guy right in over there. And I think I'm almost caught up here. And we are streaming live on YouTube also, and that looks like that's going good. So, whatever. All right. It's just one of those nights. Cheers to that. All right.
Bourbon again.
What was that?
You're back on the bourbon again.
It is the bourbon hour. And tonight I stopped and grabbed a handle of Jim Beam Black Extra Aged, which is excellent bourbon. Actually, it won Best Bourbon a couple years in a row. So, and it's not too expensive either. So, all right. So you got the Ronin S. You got yourself a new filter. Did you catch what I was saying about the little Canon M50?
I did. I went before it dropped out because I'd had a look at getting something lighter.
Yeah. Well, that little Canon M50, it'll shoot high def, just full high def, in 24, 30, and 60, and it'll shoot 4K in 24 and 30, and it's a 24 megapixel ASPC mirrorless. And while you're while you're recording video, it actually will follow focus on faces. So you just click on a face, and it'll follow the focus on that face as long as that face is in frame. So that works out it really well. So you're not sitting there having to set a focus and, you know, balance your focus that way. So it's a great little camera, and it's not too expensive or anything either. I think I caught mine on sale for right around 500 US with the 15 to 45 kit lens. So
that's definitely an option. It's very good.
Yeah, and my Zion Crane Plus handles it like it's not even there.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I throw a little Rode mic on top of it, and it's got a flip out screen, so you can actually flip the screen out to the side and rotate it around, so you don't have to like look down in, you know, to the back of the screen and stuff. So, yep.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, with the 1DX on it, you know, you bring it down to floor level, you just guess it.
Yeah. So, no, actually, I bought that on the recommendation of Duke over there, Duke Fam. And he had picked up a couple of them, and we were doing some video stuff, and he highly recommended it. I was like, well, for $500, I mean, yeah, I'll pick one up just to play with, and so I grabbed that. So
I'll just have a look online now and see how much they are.
Yeah, I mean, especially right now, because there may be some specials still running this time of year. They tend to let those Black Friday specials run well past Black Friday. So, yep.
And what was it? A Canon M?
Canon M50. M as in Mary. 50. So, yep. So, Steven, did you pick up anything for Black Friday, Cyber Monday?
I treated myself a little before that to the D850.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you grabbed that. How are you liking that?
I like it better. It seems to focus better with the 135 DC, but
Yeah.
I haven't really checked it out totally yet.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it focuses a lot better. You had the 810 before that, right?
I did.
Yeah, it definitely focuses better than the 810. I mean, even my 750 focuses better than my 810. It's just one of those things. So, whatever.
No complaints.
I found that the problem with the 810 isn't focusing so much, it's focusing in low light that it has the issue with. If it's bright and, you know, there's plenty of light, it finds focus no problem. It's just once it starts to get even a little bit dim, it starts to have problems.
Yeah, I had those kind of issues. That's another thing that motivated me to move.
Mm-hmm.
I also got a Cam Ranger 2, and I played around with it a little bit. It works.
Oh, nice.
It does what it's supposed to.
Very cool. Yeah, see, we got Kevin and Jim Carnes just joined back. So, what's up, guys? How are y'all doing?
Hey.
Hey. I'm having hardware issues. My webcam keeps freezing up, so I just turned it off. So y'all have to just deal with that crappy little logo up there.
I was gonna say, you usually just make that joke. Did you break a camera when you step in front of it?
Well, the thing is here, watch. I'll actually let me turn it back on, and it'll go for like half a second and then it freezes. Actually, it already froze. You see that?
Yep.
It's just shot or something. I don't know what's going on with it.
Oh, I believe you. I couldn't just pass up that joke.
Well, I can just do, freeze motion and so we're going over what everybody decided to grab for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. What deals everybody snagged? You grab anything while you were shopping around?
Oh, your audio started freezing there.
Yeah, let me kill the video because that's probably what's causing it. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right, great. Yeah, that webcam must be shot. And actually, It's the first time I've plugged it in. It actually got thrown in the suitcase and taken with me to New Jersey, so who knows what happened to it along that trip.
That's the problem. It was in New Jersey.
That exactly. It got that jersey
That's
on it.
right there.
Yep. Got that jersey on it. Now it's all screwed. Oh well. So I see somebody dialed in. I see a 760 number. Who's there?
It's Kevin. It's me.
All right, Kevin. Cool. How you doing this evening?
Doing pretty good.
Good. Oi, so did you and Jim grab anything for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, any of those good deals going on?
No. Actually, this year I didn't find anything that was really a need.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about the only thing that I saw that was a need was the killer Western Digital sales that were going on.
Yeah, actually, I picked up several Western Digital internal drives and just swapped out. I swapped out all my 2 terabyte internals for 8 terabyte internals.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're having that was probably the best. I mean, there were some really good deals going on, especially for Magmod this time around.
Yep.
Because Magmod doesn't do significant discounts or deals at all, and then all of a sudden, this Black Friday, they went straight to the hill with it.
Yeah.
A few friends capitalized on that double Magbox sale.
Oh, there was a double sale?
Yeah, 2 Magboxes for, what was it, like $300?
Wow, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a BOGO. It was less than what one would cost.
Yeah, get one on sale plus a free one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Adorama was running some great sales on all their Flashpoint stuff. And I know I posted a few of them in the group, but it was like every couple hours I'd get another email from Adorama that was showing, sell on this, sell on that. It's like they were rolling them out at different times or something. And I saw a lot of really good sales on the Flashpoint stuff. What was that?
It was definitely a unsubscribed Monday.
Yes, it was. Though I will say that I did luck out, and one of those subscribed emails is what snagged me that lens. So I grabbed the Tamron 70-200 2.8 VC G2, which is normally like $1,300. I got it for $899.
Yeah, that's a killer deal.
Yeah,
and that lens is really good.
Oh, I know. I used to use it all the time because I had a little agreement with the local photography shop up there in Jersey that I just basically borrow it anytime I wanted. So that's why I never really bothered with buying it, is because I just would go and grab it whenever I wanted it. So, but now that I'm down in Arkansas, I was like, damn it, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and buy that lens.
It's worth it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I know it's.
We've got the G1, and I was using that until we switched.
The G1 is actually a great lens too. Whenever
it was great.
Yeah, whenever they went from the non-VC to the VC, that was a great lens. And then they still, I mean, even the Gen 1, if you look online, they still hold their value. I see them. I mean, the Gen 1 in new condition or like new condition, they're still getting $900 for them used. And they were only $1,200 new.
Oh yeah.
So
no, we got ours. I think maybe 11, but still, it's paid for itself tenfold.
Yeah, actually, they still sell for 11 new.
Yeah.
So
no, the G2s are really outstanding.
Actually, let me. I got that pulled up on the page here.
I mean, if you want to discount the R series, the RF lenses, it's keeping pace with the Gen 3 Canons, and it's even just coming right underneath top level of Nikkor.
Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, I saw a couple videos a couple years ago when it first came out where they were comparing it to the Nikon 70 to 200, and at that time it was VR2. Nikon has since come out with yet a newer 70 to 200. And I actually did watch a review the other day, and I kind of hate to admit this because it was actually Frono, and but he compared the G2 to the newest Nikon 70 to 200, and one of the things about the newest Nikon 70 to 200 is they're saying it's a true 200, whereas a lot of 70 to 200s are not a true 200. So he actually kind of proved that because whenever he shot at 200 with the G2 and shot at 200 with the newest Nikon 70 to 200, the newest Nikon 70 to 200 actually was cropped in even tighter than the G2, both at 200 from the same distance.
I have the new lens. It doesn't focus free like the previous one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's much better in that respect. That's the whole reason I got it.
Yeah. That, and I love the VC on the G2. It's, I mean, you can handhold that thing at such slow shutter speeds. It's ridiculous. So, yep. So I see Miss Desiree over there with her headphones on, sucking on her hookah. She's got her mic muted, so she's just kind of sitting there bobbing her head. But,
I had the TV going, that's why.
Oh, wow, yeah. Keep that muted. So, yeah, the other thing I did grab, I did jump on some of the Adorama cells. I actually grabbed two of the Flashpoint Ion Zoom X's, the round, the round head hot shoes. That looks like
They're really good.
Yeah, I grabbed two of those. So, they were on.
They are definitely quality. I really appreciate the new UI on that versus the 860 V2.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one. Actually, I've got two.
Yeah. I'm looking forward because all of this stuff is actually scheduled to be delivered tomorrow. So tomorrow's going to be like Christmas for me. So, but yeah, I was definitely looking at getting some new hot shoes, and I wanted something a little bit, quality, and they threw those up on sale for like $149. I was like, sold. So
I was very near picking up a couple more, but
yeah,
that is probably like one of the annoying things right now regarding those products and Sony's hot shoe. That's probably my biggest gripe is Sony's hot shoe.
Yeah.
Because those flashpoints, they cannot have metal shoes with the Sony hot shoe.
Gotcha. I was kind of wondering about that.
I did an 8-hour wedding, and it was last 5 minutes. I am walking to my bag to unload, and all of a sudden a little 2-pound clunk at my feet. What the hell was that? And the plastic hot shoe snapped, and my flash just hit the ground.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That sucks. Have you had any issues with it losing its communication with the camera? Because I've ran into the flashpoint triggers like the X2, R2, and the Pros, all of them, the Sony ones. Sometimes they just stop communicating with the Sony cameras, and basically unseat them, reseat them, they start talking again. And it's not just one trigger. I've experienced it with about 5 different Flashpoint Godox Sony triggers so far. And it's not just one body because I don't have a Sony. This is handing it off to, students or whatever that have Sonys. So it's not isolated to one trigger or one body. It's in general. I've had like 5 triggers that, and a multitude of bodies that I've experienced this issue with. So
that's interesting. I've heard of little issues here and there. Personally, I haven't run into any.
Yeah. Well, I figured it out, not what's actually causing it, but after the first couple times, I figured it out that you basically just loosen it and you don't even have to completely take it out. You just shift it back, shift it right back in, you move it a couple millimeters and then and lock it back down and it starts talking again. So I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. No, the Sony hot shoe is really just kind of annoying with the small pins that it's got.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Nikon and Canon really nailed it with the pin system that they have.
Yeah. So back on the Ion Zoom or Zoom X, whatever it is, the round head hot shoe flash. The one thing that I have not, because I haven't really researched it much, does it actually work as a controller trigger? Like, can you sit there and change the settings of your other strobes, flashes, etc. from it? Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
So, same thing with the 860 V2.
Yeah.
The V1 just has a much better UI. It's just easier to move around. But they both do the exact same thing. It can be a command trigger.
Yeah.
You can go into manual and turn everything else to slave and signify its groups just like you would with just having a command trigger and not a flash on there. And then you can just go and turn off your flash within the group settings, and now it's just a trigger.
Yeah. By the way, for all of y'all, this is what we're actually referring to right now.
So it's essentially Godox's knockoff of the Profoto $1,000 speedlight.
Yep. And
I will hand it to Profoto with their A1, which is a $1,000 speedlight. They created a ceramic housing with that so that your recycle time and your heat, especially, are nominal. So full power, think of it having a speedlight with full power 1 second recycle time and being able to do that consistently.
Yeah.
So, but the flashpoint, same kind of thing, different diffuser or dispersion on that lens there.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially the same idea, just none of the fancy whatever and no $1,000 price tag.
Yeah, it's normally $250. They were on sale for $149. I've seen comparisons between this one and the Profoto, and yeah, you're right on all points. The one thing that I've noticed in several, actually, I'll say the majority of the comparisons, including like Rob Hall, which I like Rob Hall. I like his stuff. The Godox Flashpoint had a nicer or evener spread of light. I mean, they were very, very similar, but I mean, if you wanted to sit there and like nitpick them side by side, the Flashpoint / Godox had a little bit better spread. Like the transitions were smoother over the Profoto, but that's not saying the Profoto was bad. The Profoto is awesome. It just, that was the one thing that Godox Flashpoint actually kind of one-upped them on.
Here's what's really, really interesting and kind of hilarious as well, which I appreciate why this is priced not that much more than the 860 V2. So I had this guy essentially snap off my camera.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to figure out, okay, well, they don't sell parts to repair it. I actually got this from Alan's camera down in Levittown, PA, and they sold Godox products.
Right.
Whereas Dan's camera over in Allentown didn't have it in stock. Well, unfortunately, I didn't find out until it was too late that Alan's camera sells the Godox products but does not offer any warranties with their storefront.
Gotcha.
Whereas Dan's camera sells the Flashpoint brand because they do have an arrangement to be able to also sell that
right.
Panorama warranty. So I was essentially SOL. I was able to pick up an additional hot shoe part that I bought from Adorama.
Mm-hmm.
So I took off the hot shoe of the Godox model, the V1 here, and would you not believe it that the ports, the connections, everything internal minus the UI software is all the 860 V2.
Yeah, I believe that.
It is literally the exact same flash,
Mm-hmm.
just a different battery
Yep.
and a different head.
Oh,
and
yeah.
if you go back to the front facing, looking at the head, you can see the rectangle of that Zoom Fresnel head.
Yep. Yeah. I actually I saw one of these the other day where they actually removed the Fresnel head and showed the actual internal flash tube itself and everything. And I'm surprised they don't show it here. I forgot where I saw it, but it actually showed the tube inside. And I was kind of impressed in how they had that, and it's actually like a full-blown flash tube, which I think is probably what helps with how much light it actually pumps out. So
Nice.
where did I see
Yeah,
that?
that battery insert is definitely something different.
Yeah, I actually I picked up the kit. Like actually, I think this is the kit. Yep. Nope. Where's it at? Yeah, I picked up the kit. It comes with an extra battery, so it already has two for each of them. And then it comes with
Nice.
the little accessory kit with all of the magnetic, the grid, the barn doors, the reflector card, the snoot. Comes with all of all the little crap on it. So it even has the little dome globe diffuser.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I think everywhere else they sell that accessory kit for like $65.
yeah.
Because I was bouncing around, do I want to get the circular head for my 8200s when I use them for cross lighting on receptions?
I actually almost bought those also for all of my 8200s, and I was like, I don't need them. So I will say that I did pick up the flash gels for the 8200s before I came up there to Jersey. I played with those. Actually, I used them whenever I was doing the workshop there at the studio. So, and
which flash gels did you grab?
the flash gels from flashgels.com, and I got the creative light, not the color correction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Basically, they're like they're shaped kind of like a cross, and they fold directly down over the flash tube itself. And then there's a high temperature rubber band that you slide down over it. So basically nothing melts.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. That's hilarious because I used to buy sheets of gels and would do the exact same thing. I would just cut out little crosses and do the exact same thing.
Yep. Now he's been selling those for like a year now or something like that, and Adorama just started buying them or whatever, distributing them for him. So I actually got them from Adorama. I didn't buy them from his website directly. So
okay.
But they still came in his little Ziploc baggie with his sticker on it that says flashgels.com. So
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's really nice about this is I've got the MagMod stuff will work with the circular head, and even though it's a rectangular orientation, it will cover the full circular head.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh wow, yeah, the prices went back up. I paid $218 for this same kit.
$100 not bad.
Yeah, $100 savings on $300. That's 30% off, 33% off. Not bad at all.
Jim, were you saying that the MagMud rubber fitting that's rectangular, does that shape into the round fitting?
Yes. So the head there, it's tough rubber. You do have to force it on there, but nothing's Fabergé egg, and I treat all my tools like tools. So I just throw it on there, and it will actually fit.
Yeah, I believe it will fit all the silicon rubber things. The only thing you're going to be missing then are the filters and the grid.
Oh no, they'll all fit. They'll cover the full head.
So the rectangular grid filter with the
Yep. Give me one moment. They're actually like 3 feet away.
There you go. Bust it out. Show him.
So right here you've got your standard Fresnel head speed light. This is the 860 V2. This is the V1.
Right.
Right next to one another.
Yep.
You're good right there. Mag boob.
Yep. Right. Yep.
Does not. There's a little minor gap right there, but that's really nominal.
Yeah.
But it's covering everything there. And then.
Don't you just love a man who's organised? There's a reason. I said, don't you just love a man who's organised? And Desiree raised her eyebrow.
So, right here, I've already got it attached, is my mag gel with, I believe it's a half CTO.
Yep.
Full coverage.
Oh, that's very good. Surprising, yeah. I imagined that the round circular thing would be outside the limits of that, but no.
I would think so too. And technically it does cut in a little bit, but at this point it's a non-issue.
Yeah, I mean, that's fractional right there.
You've got the grid that covers just as much.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that I was thinking as well. Like, okay, is the shape going to be an issue? Or are we trying to throw a cube through a circle hole?
Yeah.
What's going on here? But no, about the only thing that was a pain in the ass was really putting the magnet onto the head. Because the head is much larger than a standard speedlight head, so it takes a lot more force to put it on.
Okay.
Nice.
That's very good.
And if you're looking at getting these gels, I mean, if you got the $35 for this gel wallet thing, whatever, okay, good, go for it. It's great. Quite frankly, I'm going to be buying the $10 little credit card wallets that you find on Amazon because all of the gels for the 8200 are credit card size.
Yep.
I won't let my wife have them then.
Actually, I've got a. Well, I can't show it to you because my webcam's not working. I have a gel collection that came with a very cool wallet that I use for the Frenzel head for the 80s, and they're basically, 3 inches tall by 6 inches wide. Basically, they just fold over the end of the Frenzel and have a rubber band. And I've got all of the different CTOs and color corrections, and then about 24 different creative colors. And they came in this nice folding wallet. And I forgot what company it was, but I know I bought them from either Adorama or B&H at some point, probably about 2 years ago. But the wallet's nice because it's a trifold. It opens out, and they all slide in long ways. And literally it's about the size of a trifold wallet, like a cowboy wallet. The ones you see sticking out of the top of the back of everybody's pocket. So you can literally slide it in your back pocket and walk around and pull it out at your convenience. So.
Yeah, I think before I even got into any of this, I was just grabbing those little like $9 Roscoe gel sample kits.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you get the name on all of those, and all you need is a little piece of gaff tape, and it covers that Fresnel head perfectly.
I see Desiree over there just making faces.
Talking about filters, Who uses the AD600, the Godox AD600 Pros?
I don't have the Pro.
Yeah.
No, I just used the original 600s.
Okay. So
Yeah,
the light on there, I saw some filters recently that were shaped a bit like a lollipop head that actually goes round with an elastic band.
Yeah, actually, it's the same guy, the flashgels.com. Actually, let me pull it up.
the wedding starter kit. To be perfectly honest, I've only used it once, that mag bounce.
Yeah, so he makes them for all the different types of Godox flash points. And so he's got them for the 8200s, he's got them for the 600s, and I know I saw he made them for the 600 Pro and 400 Pro. But basically it's like that. Let's see here. 8600 Pro gel kit. There you go.
Oh, $60. How many colors?
Is that what you're talking about, Martin?
Yeah, I can't see it. I've lost it on my screen there, Josh. I've probably messed about with it too much. I can't. Let me just close a couple of screens down.
I put the address down in the chat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just flashgels.com.
Flashgels.com, was it?
Yes. And then right at the top across the bar, you'll see 8600 Pro gel kits right about the middle.
Yeah, got you.
Now, somebody was asking about how many different colors. For the color correction, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. 8 for color correction, half CTS, quarter CTO, half CTO, full CTO, half CTB, full CTB, half green, full green. And
Excellent. Yeah. 60 bucks. $60 for a full color. 86 on flashpoint. Strobe.
yeah. And the other good thing about ordering it directly from his site is you can add additional, like if you want multiples of certain filters over there to the side, you can add additional ones for $8 a piece to your kit. So if you say, oh, you know what, I use half CTS or half CTOs on multiple lights, but the rest of them I don't, then you can, add a couple extra of those into just your kit for $8 a piece, So.
Yeah, that's good. It's dependent upon the postage price to Australia.
Yeah.
This is an American company, so that $60 works out at $100 Australian.
Right.
So then it's the postage on top of that normally kills it for me from the States. But I'll definitely have a look at that. That's what I want. I mean, I've got 3 AD600s and I use them, but I've only got the gels for the mag mods. So I've used my Canon 600DX, and I put the Godox attachment on the bottom so I can control them with the main groups.
Yeah.
I've
only used just the regular 7-inch reflector with barn door and the actual sheets of gels with my 600s. I bought the flashgel.com kit for the 8200s just because it was convenient and easy for me to do it that way.
Yeah.
And I wanted more colors than just the 4 colors that came with the 8200 barn door kit, because all it gives you is red, blue, green, and yellow. And I wanted, actual a whole arrangement. So, and I also wanted to be able to use them inside a modifier instead of just through the little barn door kit that came with the 8200s.
Yeah, makes sense. It's all good advice. Yeah. Knowing this, it's. I didn't even know. I only saw these gels briefly, and I wasn't able to find them again.
They're relatively recent. Like I said, I mean, probably within the last year. It's been within the last year that I first noticed them, and actually, it was Rob Hall that I saw. Released a video about them, and that's how I came across them.
Are they pretty robust?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's literally just they've taken sheets of high temp gel and cut it so that you can fold it around the bulbs, and then they provide these high temp rubber bands that don't melt, that just slide down over it. So,
Good.
yep. You know how if you get cheap gels and try and throw them in front of a any kind of flash that puts any kind of decent output, they'll melt. These don't. I mean, they're intended to be wrapped around the bulb. So.
Yeah. And if you haven't got the modelling light on and you're not going at 1-to-1 regularly, they don't normally heat up that much.
No, I was firing them at full power with no problem. So.
That's good.
Yep. That, and they don't warp and crease either. I mean, we used them all day long on those 8200s, and as soon as I popped the rubber bands off, they flattened out completely flat again, and I just slid them right back in the little Ziploc baggie they came in. So, whoever's producing the gel material is definitely, it's high quality gel material.
Yeah, I'll just plug that in. You carry on, guys. I'm just going to add it to the cart and see what it comes out. And I'll be done.
I am flipping through. Oh, by the way, y'all have 2 hours and 15 minutes to get your submissions into Shutter Magazine for this next month. I'm already in, but I mean, if anybody is watching live, you've got 2 hours and 15 minutes to hit this page, behindtheshutter.com/image-submission. It is for the January issue, which is the beauty edition.
I think my last submission was May.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Shame on you. You're slacking.
Do they take submissions worldwide?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
No, it's definitely great to get in there. Not for nothing.
You don't get paid for it or anything like that, but it is a worldwide distributed print, magazine. You find it on the shelves of all the major booksellers and everything. So, it does have some prominence to it, but you're not getting paid for it or anything like that. It's like bragging rights,
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be good for you Americans.
Yeah, so I mean, I throw a couple images in it every other month or so, just to see if something pops in, and I've been lucky and gotten in quite a few of them. So.
Yeah, but you're producing good stuff. I mean, I've seen some of the stuff you've got on there. That's good.
Thank you very much.
Have you had a submission there, Jim?
He's been featured a few times.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got somewhere around half dozen right now that I've been published in, which is really great and really exciting, and I hope to be fortunate to continue being published. But at this point, I need to find other names.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter how many times you get published in a single title, magazine, or otherwise.
Right.
Essentially, once you've done it once, you can just hang that title on the shelf, and nobody's really going to check on. It's like, oh, did you get the May edition? Oh, you didn't? Well, I can't hire you.
Right, exactly. Now you need to shoot for like Shutterbug and digital photo and this and that, and yeah.
Shutterbug still in publication?
What's up?
Is Shutterbug still in publication?
It is, actually. I was just at Barnes & Noble earlier today and saw it.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, there's a number of physical publications, and I'm trying to think more over the pond.
Yeah.
To see if I can start getting into there and start seeding into competition.
A lot of the physical publications that I see at Barnes & Noble and Walden's Books and, the other booksellers around here, actually a large number of them are either from Canada or over the pond. The actual physical print magazines that I see on the shelves, and like the local Barnes and Noble here, and I mean every Barnes and Noble actually is it varies what they keep in stock by their region, you know. But we've got about 16 or 18 different photography targeted publications on the newsstand here in this Barnes and Noble. And I would say 2/3 of them are foreign. And those primarily being either Canadian or somewhere in Europe. Because whenever you look at the prices down on the cover, they're listed in either Canadian dollars or British sterling pound.
Now, I think that's actually a really good talking point with that, because I just find little things like that very interesting. And part of the reason why I haven't submitted anything to publication since like May is because we've been like really deep diving into marketing and into business. So it's really interesting. It's like, okay, 2/3 of that Barnes and Noble sales shelf for the magazines is foreign.
Yep.
It's fun to kind of think about what could that be indicative of. I know each of us, we I think they're saying on average we consume 1 billion different images every year at this point, because of all of our social networks, because of just driving down 95. You're going to see about 50 different billboards between here and 20 minutes away.
Exactly.
So on top of that is we are not only consuming that great number, but we're also consuming that grade of essential quality to where regular consumers or non-photographers, if we want to go that far, can tell the difference between quality image or something that's garbage. So
I see a lot of garbage on billboards.
Like 2/3 of the imagery that's being, or the photography magazines, the image magazines that are being published and produced and put onto the bookshelves in the U.S., I think that's really interesting, because I think that's a little indicative of, I guess, the oversaturation of our own content.
Right.
That we essentially, as consumers, will seek out foreign content.
Yeah. Most of those that I'm seeing are 2 or 3 publishing houses from those countries that have multiple different publications, and those publications tend to be more targeted towards gear and technique. Like you'll see InPhoto. InPhoto is the Nikon targeted photography, you know, and it's gear related, but it has a lot of shooting and editing and whatever tutorials in it. But that's coming out of Canada. And the same publishing house is also producing Digital Canon Photo, which is basically an identical publication, except that it's targeted at Canon shooters. But when it comes to the actual, like, okay, well, we're doing a Photoshop tutorial, both publications will have the same article in them in the same month. So they're kind of going, oh, you know what? We're going to kind of mass produce this magazine, but then we're going to throw a couple articles in each of them to kind of target individual, you know, little demographics. Like this one's going to be for the Nikon shooters. This one's going to be for the Canon shooters. This one's going to be for the, you know. So that's what I've noticed.
It's hilarious. It's like the same warehouse that's making blue jeans, and
they're making them for Lee and Levi's at the same time.
Exactly, and then boom, same brand, different truck, different sticker. That's Lucky Brand.
Exactly. Yep. So that's one thing I did notice is because, you know, I get curious and I start flipping through them all. I'm like, wait a second. I got 3 different magazines that have the same articles in them, different covers on them, and their advertising and some of their geared articles are targeted specifically for those brand loyalists, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But in general, the overall magazine themselves have the same content in them.
No, and because we're in industry, we kind of were a little more keen to seeing that.
Yep.
I think it's really funny seeing that article in multiple publications and then finding out that it's the publishing house that is producing that and just slapping a new cover on that.
Yep.
But then you start seeing that with sponsorship, affiliate programs.
Yep.
Especially when we're talking about educators, influencers.
Yeah.
Hey, how many people are using Squarespace?
Yeah, exactly. Every single YouTube video you see out there of anybody that has a decent following, this video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Yep. It's huge, and you know what? It goes all the way up the chain. I think it's hilarious because I think I was watching one of some TV talk show host, and he does this goofy little skit in his show when he has a celebrity guest on, and it's like he asks you a question, and he's got a table of this like Fear Factor buffet of, hey, if you either answer the question or you've got to eat this, like, I don't know, clam's testicles. So one of the questions that he was fired back at was, out of like I'm just gonna name brands like, hey, Apple, AOL, Wall Street, out of all of these sponsors that you have that you promote, how many of them do you actually use their product?
Right. Exactly. Here's another one for you that I take notice of. All right. I understand all of the gear review guys. They all tend to drop videos reviewing the same gear at the same time because they're all trying to, get it as soon as it's released to the public. Some of them get it ahead of time because they're big enough that those brands will actually send it to them early, blah, 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 whatever. But whenever you look at the tutorial guys, or let me say tutorial people, I find it interesting that they all release tutorials on the same techniques right about the same time. And those techniques have nothing to do with a release date of a product. And it makes me wonder, are they sometimes behind the scenes going, hey, by the way, I'm going to release a frequency separation video, and then the rest of them were like, you know what? I'm working on one too. Let's all drop them on the same day. Because it happens way too often. It's way too convenient for it to be a coincidence that they're all dropping the same techniques and the same topics at roughly the same exact time. And like I said, I can see it for the gear review guys because they're all getting the products about the same time. But when it comes to like the techniques and that kind of stuff, they're not all thinking the same thing at the same time. They got to be communicating with each other and going, hey, by the way, I'm going to be dropping a video on this date. Are you working on it? Oh, yeah. I'll have it ready by that date also,
No. And we see that a lot, especially in like advertising, marketing, networking.
Oh, yeah.
That happens a lot as well. Look for who they're being influenced by.
Oh, yeah.
Because they are going to be in that higher circle. They're going to be getting their information from somewhere.
Yep.
It's kind of just like when Canon, Sony, or any other brand has the premiere.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we've got the A7R4 coming out. Why don't you come in? And all of a sudden, boom, that week, everybody's dropping reviews on, hey, the A7R4. The exact same thing with the information. It's like, hey, I just joined this conference that I got a special invitation to. There's only 200 people in this room that know anything. And especially if it's VIP, let's narrow that down even more. Top 50 people in that room, we're going to talk about this one topic. Well, you got 50 people now that just learned this new frequency separation technique, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And now they're making a video that's supposed to go out, and I would watch each one of those correlating schedules to see, okay, not only are they producing the same content because they're running in the same circles, but they're also feeding off of that same information to dictate their schedules.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting for me to think about that, because that to me shows a really good attention to detail and a really good and great talent to regurgitate information.
Oh yeah.
It's really nice when they can actually simplify it, because it was always told to me that you really become a master of what you know when you can explain it in the least amount of words.
Very true.
It's great when an educator can do that, but it's also funny when you see so many people just shuffling that information through as if they're the ones that just found that out.
Right. Cool,
Sorry,
cool.
you got me on a rambling night.
Nah, it's all good, man. It's all good. I see John Harville just joined on. Good evening from California.
Hello, how's it going?
Doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
We're just rambling and bullshitting because I've been having some hardware difficulties, so I have no video tonight. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, we've hit a lot of topics. We talked about Black Friday sales and if any of us jumped on them, and we've been rambling on about all kinds of stuff. So, yep.
Has anybody else gotten the rollout for the new Facebook?
No, I think you're the only. I didn't even know there was one coming until I saw your screenshots.
We appreciate it.
Yeah,
That's pretty much it, guys. Remember.
All right, somebody is blowing up the audio here.
Yeah, I always try and turn the volume down on the TV.
All right,
There you go.
much better. You know, Jim, you can actually share your screen. I can make you a host if you want to show the new Facebook for whatever reason.
do I get a little like a VIP card in the mail?
There you go. I just sent it to you. You're now the host, so you can share your screen.
Oh boy. All right, let me close all these windows.
All your porn. Shut it all down. Yeah, we don't want to see what kind of little, freaky stuff you're into.
I'll tell you, it's not little.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, what's
wasn't it a few episodes ago you were talking about all the horse schlong you were having to edit out?
Yeah. Melissa's over here. She just perked up. She's like, that's a conversation I always have.
Yep. Oh, there you go.
Yep. This is the new look of Facebook.
Interesting.
So I got an invitation. I was working on album designs last night until about 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And then I just looked at the top of my screen and on Facebook, and it came with a little message said, "Hey, you're invited to see the new Facebook. Would you like to?" Okay, sure. Let's see what kind of BS they come up with now. To be perfectly honest, I kind of like it.
I kind of like it too. By the way, is you're on Chrome, right?
Yes.
Do you have dark theme enabled, or was this part of the Facebook itself that allowed you to do the dark theme?
This was an opt-in. I could go with a light theme or a dark theme.
Oh, nice. So you don't, because I can set it in Chrome, but this is actually part of Facebook.
Yes.
Cool.
So really nice. I like, and what's really fun for me is all this over here got really cleaned up, because you look at your traditional Facebook and it's just line items.
Oh, mine's a mile long.
It's a mess. And because they cleaned this up, they made it sleek and like, boom.
Nice.
Everything is right here.
Nice.
It reminds me of MySpace a little bit.
I like all the little modules over there, over in the right hand area. Like you've got photos, about videos. I like all the little modules over there. That's cool.
Yeah. No, I really like all this here. And quite frankly, because that mess is gone, it makes me realize how much I didn't even care that it was there. I don't remember what my mess was. All of those little items that I organized and whatever else,
Yeah.
I don't remember what the hell that was. So, boom, notifications right there. I want to create a promotion. There it is.
Nice.
Horse and Hound, same thing.
Nice.
So, and because I think this is still in beta, they're being really kind of smart with this because they're doing small little rollouts right now just to get the conversation going.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still leaving this give feedback up in the top right.
Cool. Yeah, I would definitely, just seeing that, I would definitely jump on that myself. I like that.
Yeah. Real easy, real simple. Select a story. Now I'm looking at all the stories. They've got watch up here, so you get all of your channels. You get the entire thing going on. You've got marketplace. You've got groups. So group activity coming down right here, and then all of your stuff down here. And then you've got gaming now too. So gaming is huge at this point because this is not like an ESPN channel or a sports network, anything up here. This is gaming.
Well, the gaming is not new. I mean, you have gaming linked to the old Facebook also. It's just not apparent. So, because don't get me wrong, I play a few games that are linked to my Facebook. So.
Right. But you have only 5 links up here, and gaming is being put on the same platform as home.
Well, yeah, because gaming is where Facebook is going to make a ton of money.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So that's why they've put it front and center like that, because they're going to put the things that are going to make them the most money. So, hey, Baby Yoda. Oh, I really have been trying hard not to, blow $60 to sign up for Disney Plus just so I can watch The Mandalorian.
$60.
I love it.
It's $60 for the year.
Oh my God, boy!
Oh.
You pay that $7 a month and keep
Exactly. It's $60 for the year. It's $5 a month.
You skip a coffee a month and you're good.
Exactly.
Right.
But it's just one more channel to add to my crap. I mean, one more, whatever. So
I got Hulu, Disney Plus, and Boomerang because I like my old school stuff.
I
can't tell
hear
me
you.
nothing about no Boomerang.
I'm happy
Like,
with
Disney Plus
I'm
is
happy with
fabulous.
my Prime, Netflix, and Hulu. And I've added a few extra channels on my Prime that are, whatever. But well, once I decided to get rid of cable altogether, obviously I added HBO to my Prime so I can still watch my HBO shows. But yeah.
All right, I'm stopping that video. Ooh.
Cool.
That spotlight. All right, so how do I do this? Make host. All right, ball's back in your court, boss.
Cool. Screen 2. Share. There we go. We're back. Cool. All right, so we have bullshitted for an hour and 10 minutes. I don't have a whole lot going. What's up? So
I was just
I didn't make time for it, but so I really didn't get a whole lot of people, saying, "Hey, can you do this with my image? Can you talk about that? Can you blah blah blah?" Oh, hey, this was my flea market find today. Boom, $20. So here's the story. I went to 2 big flea markets, and I had a couple things in mind. I was looking for old, bourbon and whiskey bottles, and I was looking for old cameras and, a few other things. So the only old camera I found anywhere was this little Polaroid Pronto, right? And it was on the shelf, and it had a sticker for $2 on it. I was like, for $2, all right, whatever. So I grabbed it. And this was at the second flea market I was at. So I walked through every single booth or whatever between these two flea markets. So I'm talking probably easily 120, 130 booths in total, right? Whenever I go up to the counter at the second flea market with this little $2 Polaroid Pronto, I just happened to look down because they had like a glass display case at the checkout counter. And I see the Polaroid 95A land camera, and it's completely closed down. So it looks like just a brown leather purse. So I'm sure a lot of people never even realized that it was a camera. But as soon as I saw it, I knew exactly what it was. And I was like, can you pull that out of the case for me? She pulls it out of the case. I was like, how much is it? She's like, $20. There wasn't even a sticker on it. I was like, how about I give you $20 for that and this little Pronto? She's like, okay. So I got that 95A and the Pronto for $20. Boom.
Nice.
Yep. So I checked it all out. Everything works. And the bellow, even though it looks kind of rough, doesn't have any cracks or light leaks in it. So that's a plus. So if I did actually, go through getting the actual film that they're making for it again, I could use it.
Does that work with Godox?
Yeah, it does. It does. I think they make a trigger for it even. I see Jeff Binion just joined. I don't know how long you've been on here. I didn't see you pop in.
Well, I've been working on my ninja skills. So
Nice. Yeah, you did well. You slipped right in undetected.
Yeah.
So how you doing this evening?
I'm good. Good. Just finished a month-long trial in San Bernardino.
Oh, by the way, congratulations. I saw you got Lawyer of the Year again.
And I get that, I don't even know which magazine that is. Those are not that big of a deal, actually. It's more just like stuff you tell your mom.
Yeah. Is it one of those where you send it out to all your friends and say, vote for me?
It's one of those things there are all these organizations, and a lot of them they'll send you a notice like, hey, you got lawyer of the, or you got top 10 lawyers in America, and if you want to get a plaque, you can. It's $800.
Oh, so you're buying it. Gotcha.
Well, you don't have to you don't pay for the getting the honor. You just pay for there's the big one. You have to pay to license the name if you want to mention it on social media or on your website. You have to pay for licensing, even mentioning that you got the award.
Gotcha.
So that's where they make the money.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But it's neat anyway.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's definitely some recognition. Good for you. The only reason I said is that one of those that you send out to all your friends and family is because I know pretty much every state kind of has their state magazines and blah blah blah, and one of the ones that I see all the time here is, I forgot, it's one of the state of Arkansas blah blah blah, and there's several of the wedding photographers here that are on my friends list, and they all about the same time post the links. Please go vote for me for best wedding photographer in Arkansas. So Desiree, oh, look at you. I just realized that you posted that. Yep, cool. Hello, Desi. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry.
Are you even awake? You look kind of droopy-eyed over there.
I'm sleepy. It's been a long week.
I hear you. This is the first shot I've seen out of you from the workshop, actually.
Yeah, because I was still finishing, or I'm still finishing them, but finishing the photos from the showcase I shot at the end of November.
Well, take your time. It's not like you got to post anything. I've touched 2 shots that I took in New Jersey. I've only touched 2 shots I took in New Jersey.
Yeah, I've touched about this one and 3 others that I've touched from Silks. And Jim, it went really good.
Good. Really like what you got coming out of it?
Oh yeah, like they came out really nice. Y'all helped the bundle.
Awesome.
I'll show y'all those in like another week and a half or 2 weeks. When I get finished with them.
I saw you
'Cause
post several of them. Where did
That-
I
I
see it?
didn't
Was that
post
on
any.
Instagram or was it on Facebook?
It was on Instagram. I actually
Yeah.
posted 2 of them on Instagram just to show my friend, 3 of them on Instagram. I enlisted in the United States Navy on November 22nd, so that's why I haven't been touching them a lot because I've been in and out of maps.
What's your Instagram name again, Desi?
The red one.
There we
the
go.
TA photography.
What are we looking at now?
I don't know. Oh, I'm signed in with Silk Studios account. What the hell? I helped them set up all their stuff, so I've got like all of their social media stuff that pops up on mine. And it won't let me click on that. So we will do it this way. DA photography. Yeah, he apparently went through and started following a whole bunch of accounts and yeah. Cool.
That's my friend Gwen during her performance. And that's just like a few of them. I was just like spoiling them. And this was during the rehearsal. So this was just another test shot that I did of these. But they really loved it because of like how they looked in the picture. But that one that you saw is was just from the test shoot. The other 2, this one and then the one where they were on the chairs, that was from the showcase days.
Yeah.
And they tried to cover up the mirrors for me, but no such luck. I'm like, oh well.
No, I mean, I don't find it that distracting actually, because you've got your subject well enough lit and she's just kind of isolated out here that I'm not really drawn to all of the distraction of the crowd sitting back there and the highlights. I mean, it is what it is. I do find the people peeking out of the closet kind of creepy, but you know.
That was the dressing room.
It's like,
I thought I could close that door, but I'd be sealing them in there if I did that.
I gotcha. But I mean, overall, because her skin tone and her luminance, her exposure, really draws her out of everything else in the scene. I'm not really distracted by all of that other stuff by this.
Okay.
And it really shows like the entire environment. I call this is definitely an environmental portrait because, you know, it shows, you know, she's definitely in a pole dancing studio and this is what she does. So
I'm just wondering what that would look like if you actually spun that 180.
Spun it 180, so turn her upright.
It would be a lot of clutter, but I really like that idea as well because for like sporting event photos, things that I love to be able to do is to compress a full crowd behind my my subject. That would be really cool to be able to see her in action like this and having the crowd cheering her on behind and shooting at a shallow depth of field that they become an element that adds, but not a distraction.
I like that idea, but I was actually talking about the image itself, just turning it upside down.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Flipping it over. It would be interesting because her hair would be pointing up in the air.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shut up.
I mean, you can do
Drink
that
another
move
bourbon,
in the
it's
other
all good.
direction. I'm like, you can do that move in the other direction. That's called a jade split. So that's the version that she's in. In the other direction, it's called a Pegasus. As weird as that sounds.
I just think that if you spun it 180, the actual floor would be the ceiling, and whether that would, and then if you cropped it next to her feet,
That would
and
actually
maybe
look.
with a 16 by 9, I'd just give an interesting feel to. orientate.
It actually all would kind of make sense because you've got these lights on the floor firing up. They would basically become lights firing down. But her hair would be sticking straight up from the gravity. So that to me would be like,
Maybe she just did it
she's
wrong.
either falling really fast or...
That's
Might be a
fine.
new hairstyle. I've seen a Mohican.
Yeah. But, I mean, honestly, Desiree, you did a great job on the exposure. That's
Yep.
good.
Thank you.
And I like the composition even. I mean, it's definitely nice that you didn't, go dead center and shoot down between the poles and make it all symmetrical. I like that you chose a corner and shot across it because it puts everything at different depths. So it gives depth to the image.
And I was sitting near a pole, like where I am, where this picture is taken. There's a pole I'm like leaned up against
Right.
with the shot, and she was using the majority of the pole. She was using the two silver ones, the one that she's on and the one next to her, and then the silver one that's behind her. So I only had like this much room to actually capture her.
Right.
Oy.
Nice.
And Rick said, yeah, he liked this one.
I like this one also. This one's a little bit brighter on the exposure, but it doesn't look blown out or anything. I still see detail in all the shirts, which are the whitest things in the frame. And
I forgot which one this was.
and this one to me, I mean, I just can't get past the posture and expressions of everybody in the frame. I don't even see any of the technical aspects of how it was shot when I look at this because I'm just like, what's going on here? It's like, what are these women doing?
If at any point, because they do 2 of these showcases a year. They do a spring one and then the fall one, which is the one that I photographed.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you get a minute to yourself and whatever these years, you can come down to the studio and see exactly what I shot, even if I'm not the one shooting it. That way you can at least see like what these girls go through.
By the way,
Like monthly and see it.
Yeah, by the way, I saw this the other day, and I didn't even realize it was you until, like, the third time I saw it. And I had already liked it. You can say I liked it. But,
Yeah.
and then I looked up and I was like, oh, wait, that's Desiree. Did you take that with, like, your cell phone, or did you take that with your camera?
I took that with my cell phone. I have an iPhone 10R, which
Gotcha.
is pretty well known for their camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went out for coffee with Omar, his sister, his dad, and our nephew.
Yeah. If you bumped up the saturation a little bit and gave it a vignette, it would be really right on par with all of the other like fancy coffee cup shots I see on Instagram all the time. And those are, I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I look at them like, you know what, I should shoot some of those sometimes, and I just never do.
That was just out of boredom. I just wanted to post it there, just be like, okay, yeah, find another place. Go ahead.
Wait,
It's
did you
on my-
shoot that the background image you used for Bourbon and Coffee? Did you shoot that, or was that stock?
No, actually, that's stock, and I paid for them so I don't run into any legal issues. But and
Well,
the thing
I wasn't
is
asking you about legitimacy.
what was that?
I wasn't asking about legality here.
No. But no, I'm just telling you why I changed them actually, because the other ones, they were stock, but I don't trust the source. So let me pull those back up actually. So yeah, these I got off whatever the big stock, I paid for them actually. So. But the only reason I did that is I had every intention of shooting my own for them whenever I got back from Jersey. But when I got back from Jersey, I had so much other crap to catch up on that I didn't have time to do it. And I was like, screw it. And, I was like, I'll just go on my stock photography account and I'll give them, $15 and download a couple images that are what I want. And yeah. And the only reason I was really worried about it is because, these are being put on YouTube and everything else. So I was like, I don't need some pissed off photographer seeing it on YouTube and being like, he's making money off of that and filing a lawsuit against me because you know what? One, I just don't want to have to pay for lawyers to fight a dumb lawsuit, Nope. So I just went ahead and went on one of the stock photography sites and actually paid for it so I have an actual license to use it.
Nice.
That works.
Yep.
So what images did you submit for Shutter?
Oh, actually, I can show you that. Boom, 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 boom. Give me just a second. Oh, where are they at? Where are they at? Where are they at? Even though it's beauty, I figured that beauty is not sexist. So I did this one because it is he's got makeup on and I did a full on like beauty edit on it. And then that one and then the obvious.
That's pretty cool.
So, yep. So those are my...
Yeah, I think the only reason that wouldn't be selected would be because of the branding.
Yeah, this one right here with the Fenty on it. But
yeah, that would be like the only reason.
I've seen other branded stuff in there. I think that Sal and them really don't care too much about that. So...
Not too much. They might do like 5 minutes of digging to make sure that they won't run into an issue.
Exactly, and it's so small. It's not like big and in your face. It takes up such a small. Yeah, there could obviously be issues with it, but it is such a small amount of real estate in the overall image. It's not like I've got Fenty all the way across the screen. So.
Yep.
Yep. So those were my 3 for this month.
Nice.
Cool. John Harville, I know you're still on here. I see you posted in the group. Here. So let's tear this shit apart. I mean,
Go ahead.
It's beautiful.
Actually, it's the first time I've even looked at this image.
Yeah, I just posted it. I'm trying to catch up on my social media.
That's not your wife, right?
No, that's she came in first place for the Iron Games and NPC bikini competition. The fitness. She won 3 trophies.
Okay, I know that you shoot with ND filters a lot. But I see that you're shooting at 1.8 and still 1/2500th of a second. Did you have an ND filter on this?
No.
Okay. Just checking because I was going to say, damn, that must have been really bright if you were running an ND filter and still shooting at that shutter speed.
Oh yeah, because the sun didn't go down the mountain yet. Mm-hmm. So it, out in the desert, everything is really bright and reflective. So
yeah. I like that. I like your off center rule of thirds here. I like the color toning. Your lighting's always pretty spot on. You have your signature lighting that you do, so.
Yeah, the lighting was right next to me. I was hugging my light stands because I climbed up the hill. The rock climbed up the rocks, mm-hmm. And I didn't really have a place to put the light stand, so it was kind of teeter-tottering with me hugging it, and I do some crazy stuff. So
I think we all do. I like the shot, man. I do.
Oh, thanks.
And that was shot with a 50 millimeter? Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Anybody want to say anything about John's picture? How horrible it is?
I just got finished saying it's beautiful, Josh. Why do you like that?
I think Jeff Binion should chime in and talk about how terrible this picture is.
Yeah. Yeah.
What worst thing you've ever seen, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Nah, actually, it's a great shot, John. I really like it. I really like the nice bright rim light from the sun right here coming down this side. So you said you were hugging your light. So is this one of the rare times that you were only using one flash and not two?
Yeah.
There we go.
It's very rare that I use one. So
Yep.
So yeah, I climbed up there with the cheetah boom,
Uh-huh.
and my goal, because I never been up there, so my goal was to actually try to boom it more to the left, because I was going to use the sun as the rim light. And when I got up there, I couldn't boom it anywhere because I was right there on the edge of. Well, she was right there on the edge of the cliff, and I was kind of standing a little bit below the cliff, and they had big boulders because it's Rocky Mountain, so
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out. It took me a minute to figure out light placement, and so I figured, okay, I'll just slip the stand into some crevices of the rocks, and it's kind of windy in the desert, so
Yep.
So what I did was I just basically let the stand lean against me as I shot. So I was probably about maybe 6 feet away with the light.
Mm-hmm. Were you using the 8600 or the 8400?
Yeah, I was using the 8400 with the QSP 34.
Nice. Yeah, that explains the nice soft wrap going on. You had that 34 and you were only about 6 feet away, so that's a good distance for that size modifier.
Yeah,
Nice.
It actually took longer to try and get up there than it did for the shoot.
I feel like a lot of times it takes longer setting up or getting to or prepping for than it does actually accomplishing the shoot itself. Because after you do it a lot, you kind of figure out the whole how to get your subjects posed and how to compose your shots and everything else. And that's the easy part. It's the lugging stuff around and the planning and the setting up and the breaking down that takes up all the time. The actual shooting the image doesn't take any time at all.
Yeah, my wife says I'm not going up there, so you're going to have to go up there with the light stand. But it's a very nice place. It's a park that's where we live at. And it's called Horseman Center Park. So
Cool.
They have these big rocks and everything.
Very nice, man.
Yeah, I know some people hate that photo summary. So I figure out every time, because I forget what I put down on my thing. So sometimes I actually lie when I write and stuff. So I figure with photo summary I won't forget.
You're admitting that you lie.
Yeah. Come on. Well, only time I know when my shutter speed is when I have ND filters, because it's at 1/200th.
Yeah. This is another nice shot. I am a little annoyed by this shot because it's a tight crop and she's slightly off-centered, but it feels uncomfortable to me. Just her position in the frame. I don't know. There's something about it that kind of annoys me with where she is in the frame. Even though I know technically, just looking at it, that third line kind of runs right down through her nose and everything. But I I don't know. I'm uncomfortable with the composition here.
Yeah, I should have probably centered it.
I would have probably centered it and brought it in even tighter. Like, I mean, brought the bottom up to maybe like right here. Just bring it in nice and tight and just get rid of all of the environment around her. Honestly, you know.
Yeah.
Bring it right down to just above or even right through the top of her head and bring it into just outside each shoulder or, you know, I mean, bring it in tight.
That's what I'm going to
make it personal.
Because I usually do a lot of full body shots and stuff, and so I think my next shoot I'm going to start really going for quarter shots, more upper, and get more personal and shots and stuff. But I did order the 135, so.
Cool. Oh, did I download the wrong one? I did. Shame on me. I'm stealing your shots, man.
Oh, everyone knows I took it. They could tell, and they'll be like, "Oh, what a terrible shot."
See, something like that, because you still get, you know, the nice warm tones and everything.
Pull that crop down.
What's up?
Pull that crop down.
You want it down more? Or you want me to include more below?
If you're going to clip into the head at all.
Yeah, clip way down. Yeah.
Right, or else it just looks like a mistake.
So something more like that.
Oh, okay.
See?
Yeah, so you can see in her eyes where the lighting was.
Oh yeah, no, you can definitely see the catch light from your flash. And you can definitely see that it was obviously very bright outside because her pupils are pinpoints.
Yeah, it's bright out here in the desert.
Yep.
Now, well, I got the 600 now and the extension head, and then I found out that the 8400 is coming out with the extension.
Yeah, I just saw it somewhere.
Yep.
Because you know I could shoot in bright lights with the 400, so if I knew that they were coming out with the extension head, I wouldn't got the 600. There probably really wasn't no need for this. I got it now. But I can tell you the modeling light on the 600 is really bright because I used it for one of my daughter's friends.
Is it the 600 or the 600 Pro? Because
the 600 Pro.
The 600 Pro, the LED cob that they put on it is much brighter than the original 600 LED cob modeling light.
Yeah, the 600 Pro, I use that without flash to shoot them in a bar. So they could. So I had it. It had enough lights where it wasn't killing the ambient different color lights. It had enough lights where he was bright enough I could shoot him at ISO like 1000 because it was extremely dark bar.
Nice. Jeff, have you posted anything cool lately over in your group? I know you've been busy with your trials, but
yeah, I haven't really done much of anything. Well, I did a workshop or a little thing the other day in my studio. We're building like a Christmas set over there, and we're having some people renting it out to shoot. do model shoots over there and Christmas type of thing. So that's what we're working on.
Gotcha. I'm stalking your group over here, seeing what we got going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed you've been kind of MIA on social media per se, so.
Yeah, but I've been doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I just completely redid my website about 5 days ago, and working on some marketing stuff.
I think it's that time of year because I was just looking at redoing mine the other day. I actually am debating on jumping from Squarespace over to Wix just because Wix has some additional stuff that I want that I can't easily do on Squarespace.
That's what I use. I actually redid mine a couple weeks ago. That wedding picture is gorgeous.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So pretty. Golly, if you didn't live so far, I would love for you to do my wedding pictures.
I got to get some more headshots to put into that carousel.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Did you change your logo?
I've always had that. I just don't ever really use it very much.
Oh, okay, that's why.
But, yeah. So with Wix now, I get a notification on my phone every time someone's on my site. So we just got one from you. Yep. And then I can that little chat window down there. Hold on. Let me test this actually. Stay on there. Real quick.
Okay.
So pretty. Yeah, while he does it, I'm just gonna be mesmerized by his ticker.
Hey, I see Jeff Binion just said hello. You are live on the I like that. That's how professional people do it. This right here. Boom. That's how a real professional responds to, a prospective client.
Yeah.
Actually, I have that in my autoresponder.
Yeah, that's my out of office reply.
So does it automatically do the please leave your details and then give the option to enter a name and email and stuff?
Yeah, that comes up, and then I can send you one of my book now
packages
things.
Cool.
Yeah, and then so it's got a lot of really cool things.
Yeah. Yeah, actually the biggest thing that I was running into is Squarespace doesn't have an API that allows me to directly integrate SquareUp, the processing company, and Wix does. And I use SquareUp for all of my credit card processing. So with Squarespace, I have to redirect them to an actual SquareUp website to do, all of the processing. Whereas with Wix, I can actually integrate it through an API. So they never actually leave my site. And that was the biggest thing that's getting me to jump ship. So. Yep. Cool. Anybody got anything they want to talk about or bring up or point out or? I mean, we're at 10:45, so I was only going to run about 15 more minutes anyways.
Anyone tried chapter 1 yet?
What was that?
Anyone tried chapter 120 yet?
Yeah, I'm on 20.
Right now.
Yeah, I just got it today.
I like it.
Wait, what?
Capture One.
Oh,
Yeah, no. As soon as it came up and it pops up and it says there's a new version, I always download it. So yeah, I'm running on 20 that, and I'm also running the Photoshop 2020. So yeah.
I've only had it for about a week. I really like it.
You were on Lightroom before,
Run
right?
Lightroom.
There ain't nothing wrong with Lightroom either. I mean, they are both great, Capture One and Lightroom. And Lightroom has been throwing some new shit in there to really make me question, do I need to play around with Lightroom again? But I won't, because I just like Capture One, and it makes I'll tell you what, Capture One makes a lot of things really easy for me. And there's a few things in it that I like that Lightroom still doesn't have. One being like the levels panel. I prefer using the levels panel instead of the curves, and Lightroom doesn't have that levels panel. The other thing that is a big one for me is tethering. And I know that you can tether with Lightroom, but it has always been shoddy at best when I try to use Lightroom and tethering. And especially like this last week when I was up in Jersey, I did a big commercial job where I literally did 600 shots in 6.5 hours. I had to shoot 300 different outfits, two lighting setups for each one. So I had I had to capture 600 good shots. I actually ended up shooting 718. I had 118 calls. And to do it, I did all of those shots in 6.5 hours. And basically what I had 2 completely different light setups in opposite corners of the studio and a big screen in between. And I was tethered to my laptop that was then, linked up to that big screen. And I had them in basically a production line in a big circle around the studio. So it was literally step up to this set, let me take the shot, look up at the TV, make sure that it's in focus, make sure their eyes are open, make sure that there's no creases, covering a logo on the garment. Good. Step to the next, light setup, take a shot. Next person, boom, boom, boom. And I cycled through, had 8 models, 300 different, outfits, 2 lighting setups. I got 600 good shots, 718 total in 6.5 hours. So yeah, and I mean, I would not have been comfortable trying to do that in Lightroom, but I was completely comfortable doing it with Capture One. The other great thing is once I dialed in the first shots for each lighting setup, got my color temps and did my little adjustments, it applies it to every shot after that. So that's all a lot of adjustments I didn't have to do later on.
Yeah, I got the Cam Ranger 2 to start tethering to the iPad because I gave my daughter my Surface Pro that I was going to take with me.
Yeah.
And so I got a desktop. And so I went and got the Cam Ranger 2. So I'm just going to tether with that to an iPad because everyone can see what I see through the camera.
Yep.
And then the models could pick their images and stuff. I haven't tried it out yet to shoot, but I will probably here in the next few weeks. I got my few weeks. I won't be shooting for the next few weeks because I won't be busy.
Yeah.
Cam Ranger is pretty solid. I've been curious about that for in the field work. But the only time that I tether is when we do horse shows. We've worked out a really good system there where I'm tethered into a computer and doing an instant wire transfer over to Alyssa's computer, who is doing same-day culls and edits, so that we can do same-day galleries. We've worked that system out pretty well, but that's about the only time that I'm doing any tethering, and I've actually eliminated Lightroom. Lightroom, it wasn't working poorly. It was just an extra unneeded step in the process that we were using. I didn't need Lightroom to tether. Alyssa needed Lightroom to process.
Right. Tether Tools has come out with a new wireless that I was eyeing the other day, and it's like 300 and something bucks, whereas their original case Air was only good for like Canon and Nikon, and it was kind of shoddy. They've got a new one that uses the TPA protocol, so it's usable with all camera brands and all photo, any of the tethering applications. And I was just looking to see where it's at, actually.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I was looking at Tether Tools and a few other ones, but I figured since that I know Cam Ranger 2 will work for a Sony, and so I just went with...
Here it is, the Air Direct. So they completely redid their wireless. It's no longer the Case Air. The Case Air was fine for Nikon and Canon, but nobody else could use it. And even then, you had to do some special engineering to make it work with certain applications and blah blah blah. This, they actually started using the actual picture protocol for the actual communication. So it works with all cameras and it works with all processing applications. So you don't have to have a third party software to capture the image on your device and then open up those images in your other application. It all communicates. So, and I mean, for $329, I was really eyeing this the other day, and I probably am going to go ahead and pick this up because it is kind of inconvenient to have a 20-foot tether cable running across the floor, whenever I'm doing that. People trip over it, so.
Yeah, I'm really kind of curious, especially with the A9 II that came out, how much these tools will be necessary in the next 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the primary objective with the A9 II coming out, is them essentially beefing up or strengthening their wire transfer.
Yeah.
Their wireless connections within the camera body.
Yeah, the R4 has that too, I think, right?
Yeah.
I believe so, but I haven't looked at it tight enough to know if it's on the same level as the A9 II was posted to be.
Here you go. Compatibility: Canon, Fuji, Nikon, Sony, Hassi, Olympus, Phase, Lumix, and Leica. And software compatibility. It's compatible with basically everything. You see that? So they really, and the couple of reviews I've seen of like hands-on reviews, like it's legit. So they've really knocked it out of the park with this thing.
I like the part where they'll list that it works with Pentax software, but they won't put Pentax
as hardware
in that
list. Yeah, good catch on that. So yeah, I am 99% sure I'm probably going to end up picking this thing up just because I'm tired of having a physical cable. So
yeah, I just wanted something small, or well, it's not small, it's pretty big. The Cam Ranger 2 that could tether with an iPad,
mm-hmm.
and then I could show them while I shoot, because it has its own battery.
Yeah,
it's rechargeable. I tested it out in the house. It works really great.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with the Sonys and Fujis, you have to have a memory card in there for it to work.
Really?
But I have plenty of those. But so I tested it out. It's really quick. I tethered with the 5G network and just started shooting away. It would go in. It would pop up on the iPad. It shows you everything you're doing what's in the viewfinder on the iPad shoot, and then you could view your photos and everything. I was like, wow, this is perfect for me. What I want to do. And with the iPad Pro, it's small, compact.
Yeah.
And I could just take it everywhere because I do everything locational anyway, so I need something small and compact.
Yep, I hear you. Well, guys, it is coming up on 2 hours, so I'm going to wrap it up.
All right. Hey, Josh, I'm going to have to get with you about figuring out this Bay photo to link it to the website.
Are you doing it through Bay Photo itself, or are you doing it through one of the others like Shootproof or somebody that just uses Bay Photo as their print house?
No, I was going to try to use Bay Photo as a print house.
Yeah, I don't know about integrating it directly into your site. I mean, that would be more of one of those that I would do just IPS or directly, you know, and then just go in and order directly from the Bay Photo or Bay Rose, which is their software you download to your local computer for doing orders. If you're wanting to actually integrate and do like client galleries and stuff, then you're better off with like a third party that'll let you embed into your website. Kind of like Shootproof and some of those others. They'll actually let you embed into your website and let you have your client galleries, and it appears like it's on your website even though it's being hosted by them. You know, it's your domain and everything else, but it just kind of, yeah. So
it's called Shootproof?
Shootproof is one of them. There's several of them that are all really good. That's just been the one that's been around for a while. That was like the first one to integrate with Bay Photo.
Okay, I'll check it out.
So with that, Shootproof is really good with that. You will see a number of print houses that you can choose from.
Mm-hmm.
Bay Photo and Black River Imaging,
yeah,
I will say, are the same company. Black River Imaging is just a step below.
Yeah.
So with that, they'll take like a 2 or 3% fee surcharge for processing, which that's not horrible, and their packages are pretty good sending out. We've used Shootproof for several years, and we just jump ship over to Enview.
Yeah.
So, but with that, we do because we have an entire product line. We actually do manual production submissions.
Yeah, I use Shootproof myself, and the fee, by the way, I pay a subscription fee to Shootproof. And I don't do my credit card processing through Shootproof. I do my credit card processing through mine, and it's integrated into it. So, you know, they don't take the 3% processing fee off of mine because it's being processed by my own. So.
But you're going through Square, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Square has actually, I think it might have a 0.1% more processing fee.
No, mine's like 2.6 or 2.7 or something like that.
Okay. We use Square for pretty much everything as well. We're integrated into Enview and 17 Hats for our sales. Gotcha.
Cool. Well, guys, y'all enjoy your evening, and get out there and shoot something cool and post it in the group.
All right.
I got a whole crap load of images I have to go and sort through and edit now, so.
All right. Well, have a good night, everyone.
Yep.
Don't take care.
All the best from down under. Speak to you soon.
All right, Martin. Have a good day, Martin. I almost said good night.
I'll leave you. It's only 40 degrees here, so I'll leave you with that.
Hey, is that Celsius or is that Fahrenheit?
Degrees Celsius.
Oh, so it's like 80.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. I will talk to y'all later.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, y'all.